What's up, guys? My name is Veronica, also known as Coach V, and I am your host for the Oversharing podcast with Live the Dream Media. Hi, guys. What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Oversharing podcast. I'm your host, Veronica, also known as Coach V, and I'm back. I hope you guys were able to listen to last week's episode with Rosie. It was a pre-recorded podcast, but we have that up, so make sure you guys take a peek. She was an amazing guest. My trip went wonderful, but I don't want to kill any time because we have such an amazing guest lined up today. I am going to cut to a quick sponsorship break so we can have her on and talk about all the fun things. So we will be right back. This episode of the Oversharing podcast is brought to you by Strong as a Mother with Shauna Leanne. Join like-minded mothers working towards similar goals online or in person. Shauna's 6-week Strong as a Mother program focuses on movement, nutrition, mindset, and accountability for new and expecting mothers. Reach out to Shauna via Instagram and mention Podcast20 to receive 20% off your first 6 weeks.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
All right, guys, I told you guys it was going to be a banger. I'm so excited. Today's guest is a jack of so many trades. She has an incredible story that stems from a complete body and mind transformation. She's a beauty mastermind, makeup artist, and educator, a frequent gym goer, model for local clothing and business companies, and someone I have truly loved seeing grow over the course of a few years on social media. She has recently expedited her makeup masterclass and continues to build her empire surrounded by confidence, health, and wellness. Please welcome to the Oversharing podcast, Vanessa Ruiz.
Thanks for having me. I love it. Where's the crowd?
Right here, girl.
There you go.
Somewhere on there, too.
I love it.
They'll get it eventually. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, girl. Just excited.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking about, running on adrenaline because I love this kind of stuff.
I love it. Thank you for coming.
Of course.
I usually sometimes when people are as busy as you are, because I know you're super busy, it's hard to get them to reel in. So I knew when I started like season 3, I was like, I got to reach out to her now.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I'm a
so
planner.
glad you did. Same.
When's your next vacation?
When I turn 40 next March, which people freak out.
And you're already planning it.
Yes. I'm blocking out just because people are reaching out for like
Makeup.
weddings. Yeah, weddings.
That's how I know
week.
we're the same people.
Yes,
I'm
girl.
like, reach out. My next trip is también March.
In March, in serio.
30th birthday in Disney World with all my friends.
Disney World. See,
Yeah.
No, I want to go to either Italy or some exotic beach place where
By
I can
yourself?
just be. I haven't decided who I want to share. Probably my sisters, honestly. Yeah. It's
I will say your guys' dynamic, and I don't know how, you only get what you get through
Right.
social
What I
media.
post.
Yeah, and that's like a good conversation to have, but I always feel like when I see you guys together, I'm like, que chula.
See, dude.
Like how fun.
It is really fun, and it was always fun for us.
Yeah.
And I think that now that we're grown and we've grown into the persons we
That
are.
you wanna be.
Yes, and we've gone through our struggles, and we just like really respect each other's boundaries and lifestyles and that kind of thing. We can really come together and like make this sisterhood, and then my brother comes along.
4 sisters?
So 4 sisters, I'm the oldest, and then I have a brother.
So there's 5 of you total.
There's 5 of us total, yeah. It's the Kardashians and Rob Kardashian.
It makes sense. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that we're a good generation of accepting change.
Yeah.
Like I think you're the oldest, so you're going to turn 40.
Yeah.
That's literally such a good generation
It
of like
really
people
has
under you
been.
that accept not everyone's going to be like, I accept your changes. And, you know.
And even with my family, like as I've grown, because I evolve so quickly and so often. Like people cannot keep up with me very much. So my sisters had a hard time as I, went through my divorce and then weight loss and then like all of this new personality that I'm drawing into. They have a hard time. So I kind of initiated all of that change.
Yeah.
And it took a while, especially for my mother, but she's just now more open-minded, more connected. She's like, okay, I understand this energy now.
Yeah.
So
I get it.
Yes.
What about your dad?
Oh, he's been a supporter since day one. My dad's like, go Vanessa, team
Do
Vanessa.
whatever you want.
You're wrong, but I'm still rooting for you.
I love that.
I'm a daddy's girl. 100%.
I love that. And you're the oldest.
Yes.
So you paved the way, girlfriend.
In a way, yeah. I messed up for all of us.
Yeah. I fucked it up for everybody else.
Yeah, everybody else could do, pretty much anything. And it's just like, no, Vanessa did that first.
She did it already.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How did you start your business? There's so many different avenues that we can go through, but I'm just going to let this organically play out because we are extroverts and I can feel it.
Yeah, as well.
Non-medicated ADHD.
And probably underdiagnosed.
And
absolutely.
the choice of that is because you can't have champagne and ADHD medication.
So we just flew on this. Yeah. So I'm from Agua Prieta, Sonora. It's a border town by Douglas. Not a lot of people know where it is. And I grew up there. I went to a Catholic school for 8 years. And the reason that matters is I was really sheltered.
Okay.
So I grew up, and I also grew up just with like weight issues. So I know that's going to come up soon. So that's why I'll preface it. But I had a great upbringing. I honestly don't have any issues that I would have thought of other than just how I struggled with food. Right?
Yeah.
And so as I grew, I lost the baby fat is what they call it. And in high school, that's where I kind of got more attention and started being more focused on my looks. But I remember playing softball because I played for 9 years. I know you did too, right?
I played a couple years.
Okay.
I did a lot of gymnastics and cheerleading. But I feel like, I mean, this sounds crazy and cocky, but I think if you can do the sport of gymnastics, you can do anything.
Girl, if you're in Aries, you can do anything you want.
That
kind
part.
Of thing. Yes, absolutely. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll play tennis. I'll play golf. I'll play all of it.
I'll do whatever.
Yes,
yeah, just teach me.
That's it.
Willing to learn.
Always.
It is an energy for sure.
But I remember being in the dugout and being like, I'm going to touch up my lipstick and I'm going to put some powder and I'm going to go bat. And then I'm going to kick it, So I was always vain.
Yeah.
Which is how my name started. My vanity.
Yeah.
It's also the 4 letters of my name. So Vanessa and my vanity. So it just
mashed.
Yeah. But I always liked makeup. And then I was in a way very triggering for girls in high school.
Yeah.
Confidence isn't something people are ready to see. So I went through a lot of issues in high school with girls.
I think it's also a security thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like, yes, confidence, but also when you're so secure in yourself and other people are not, they don't like that.
So when I went through the roughest times during that time, I literally was like, I'm not going to trigger girls. I'm going to inspire them. So it started there.
Yeah.
And I just didn't find the right niche up until I was in Tucson. And
I hear that. I say that story all the time. And I think that it comes with like the small town mentality.
Yeah.
And I was, just telling the guest before you last week, I was like, Tucson is like, I think people that are from Tucson are like, Tucson's so small. And I'm like, it's not though. Like, it's getting bigger and bigger. And yes, you can make so many connections because everyone knows somebody, but Tucson is like the perfect, like it's a perfect stepping stone. I love it here.
I think so. Because you can be like a small town girl in Tucson, but still have like more of a lifestyle, city lifestyle. So at this point, like I've connected with everybody I wanted to connect with.
Yeah.
I've done makeup on everybody I wanted to done makeup. So I feel like I've conquered Tucson really well for what my industry
for what you
is.
do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so too. And you're also very well known. We'll talk a lot about all of it, but like I think you having a specific like niche. This is what I do. This is how I glam. If you like it, wonderful. I'm like, I love that.
Which I've heard is one of the things that people don't like about me.
Who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, after 14 years, I can decide what I want to do and not want to do. Like, you don't tell somebody who's opening up a restaurant, why aren't you serving other food? I don't fucking want to make it. Yeah. This is it. And I learned makeup because I was obsessed with Kim K.
Yeah.
Like, I would see her and I'm like, I studied her. I want my glam to look like that. I want my hair to look like that. I want to dress like that. So again, I'm going to teach myself how to do it
that way.
And that's how it started. I never went to a school, makeup school. I didn't learn all the techniques, nothing. I learned
you
on
are
my
a self-taught makeup artist.
100%. self-taught.
Can you tell us a little bit about the people that you've done makeup on? I know you've had a few people that were like on Good Morning America, Dr. Sheila.
Dr.
I think she's been like one of your biggest muses, and I've loved to see it.
Well, it was because of her that this is a full-time job now. Because once I
that was
did,
like the start off.
Yes, girl. She flew me out to New York. We did Good Morning America. We did the Today Show. We went to Beverly Hills. We went to West Hollywood. And then I was like, this is it. This is where I want
to be doing. Yeah.
Exactly. And I have 18 years in derm and aesthetics, and I love that. And that really paved the way for my knowledge and connections.
Yeah.
But that wasn't going to get me where I want to go.
Yeah.
You know?
When you say that's where you want to be, like, do you want to be in like LA, New York, or you want to stay here in Tucson?
Girl, I don't want to be Mario anymore. I want to be... So yeah, it's just I'm
done being makeup by Mario.
I just don't want to be behind
I am
the
the
chair.
next Mexican Kim Kardashian.
There you go. I mean, and as people, you may hate her or love her, but honestly, the gold standard of makeup are the Kardashians. They really are.
And I think that you can hate them or love them, but they're also business women.
It's an empire.
They have built an empire. I always wonder, and I've said this a few times, I'm like, when Kris Jenner dies, what the fuck is going to happen?
Yeah, I know. I can't even imagine that happening.
Do you feel like you manifested like this life, or do you feel like the series of like finding your confidence through your weight loss, finding who you wanted to be, then paved the way to everything
50-50.
Okay. Because the Aries energy is,
yes, girl,
I'm going to do it.
Honestly, hitting rock bottom was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Was rock bottom associated with your divorce?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I was married to somebody who's very well known here in Tucson. And honestly, he's the father of my kid. I have deep respect for him. And I think he really helped me come out to who I was because I made a lot of connections through him.
I have no idea who he is, by the way.
He's from Nogales.
Is he?
Yeah. And you don't know him?
No? Are you name dropping that or no?
I mean, I can. It's Lika. Everybody knows Lika. He's a big party guy, spring breaker.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because he's a little older than I am.
Yeah. He just turned 50, so he's
he was older than you.
Yeah, but he was a big party boy. And I remember when I first met him, I was like, oh my God, this guy's really funny.
Yeah.
And he's nice, and everybody knows him. And, so that drew me into him. But when, you outgrow certain things and some people don't, then it's just hard to find that synchronicity with somebody. So I think that's what happened with us. And, but no, everybody who's in my clients and, my clientele are people who know him.
Yeah.
So he really
Are you
helped
guys
me.
pretty civil?
No.
You're like, no, we fucking hate each other.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all. I think it's just the way things went down. Some egos were hurt. I'm not perfect, and he was. There was just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happened, but at the end of the day, he's a good dad. Yeah, and Athena loves him, and I have respect for him. I won't speak bad about him. Yeah, but I think doing that. So when I left him in December 2018. And then I went head on strong with working. That's all I would do. And I probably made more money there than I've ever made in my life because I was working 3 jobs.
Yeah. And you're also like almost like working through the depression. I was going to say the depression, but I don't know if that's where you were at. But that is like, this is like where I'm like, we're so similar in those ways because I remember like in past relationships when I used to get out, I feel like with like Aries and Taurus women, like when they're done.
We're done.
You're done.
It really is like
You're done. And we're the kind of girls that will burn the photos, delete everything. And once that's gone, like game over.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like, I'm going to buy my own house. I'm going to lose 90 pounds. I'm going to make you so sorry you left me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just went into that mentality of, I'm going to be the best thing you ever lost.
Uh-huh. And you probably are. You probably can scratch his eyes out. Sorry, buddy. I don't know you, but I'm sure that there's definitely been some conversations.
Some triggers. But you know what? I'll backtrack that. I didn't do it with that purpose.
Yeah.
It was just because I hit rock bottom so bad and I gained so much weight.
Yeah.
But it was the numbing. It was just numb with food, numb with work.
And alcohol, if it was there.
No.
No?
Girl, I was celibate. I was alcohol free. I was literally everything for a year and a half.
That's crazy.
I had a gastric sleeve. One day I woke up and I was just like, I'm going to do something about this. I can't live like this anymore. And I think it was my birthday, 2000.
I think I've heard you say that story.
2020.
You drove yourself down there yourself.
Yeah. Well, my parents weren't going to take me. They're like, it's COVID. You can't go. I'm like, what? Who says I can't? Watch me.
I'm going.
I'm going. And
so you did a gastric sleeve, and that was in
April 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
literally,
COVID.
I woke up one day.
Girl. COVID.
The hospital that I stayed at, they were throwing the IVs and leaving. They're like, you fend for yourself. And sure enough, I'm such a hardcore girl, though.
It makes sense, though. it's the impulsiveness of an Aries, because I'm the same.
And it's
I'm
an ego, girl. Fire signs.
That trip that I just took from one day to the next. I was like, I'm going to Portugal. I'm going on a solo trip. I'm going to turn 30. And this is the only opportunity I'll get before I come back and try to have a baby.
Those are all my decisions. And this is where people have a hard time with me because I'm so, like in your face, I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do it.
And it just, some people are very different on the scale of things. But I'm like, this year, I'm going to do my teeth. I'm going to work on my skin. I want to hit 10K followers. I want to be, so
everything.
those are things. And I'm just like, check. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day,
I think it's a good quality to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it did help me. And like I said again, if the worst days have become my best days.
Yeah. So that was the start. And that was the start of the health and wellness journey too.
Well, about a year and a half later, that's when I did it. And then I started doing spinning and then a little bit more exercise because I hated exercise. I mean, that's where I met you.
Yeah, so we talked about this a little bit before. Yeah. So I trained your sister and that girl gang. Yeah. And they were so fun because I feel like, and I say this in the nicest way, I'm like, La Mexicana, like we just get each other.
Raza, dude.
I have a client, dude. She's so funny, and she reminds me how Mexican I am. Like the shit she says, I'm like I understand. Like she's like, "Ay, me gustan mucho los jamones," and I'm like, "Who says that?" Like we say that.
Oh yeah.
So it's when I started. I used to work at Valencia for psychosomatic, and I worked there for like a year and a half. And they gave me the lead trainer position at Aina. And I remember them telling me like, ooh, like you're gonna have a hard time over there. And I was like,
watch me.
I was like, watch me.
Yeah.
And I build such a good community there. And also like I remember being like, you guys want to listen to some Daddy Yankee today?
Yeah. And we love that.
And it was just like create that community and they were awesome.
100%.
So I know your sister, they're great.
Well, I won that, right? I won 2 months. Yeah, because it was either going to a vacation, all expenses paid, but it was for 2. And I'm like, ew, who am I going to take? My husband? Oh, I didn't like him at that point. Yeah, at that point I was married. But I'm like, we were not getting along. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to the gym. 3 days in, girl, I can't do this.
And I trained you for probably a couple of those days.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing you. I'm like, I know I've trained her at some point, but I don't remember like the long
chubby
haul.
back then. Yeah. And I could do like one sit up and be done.
You were probably so sore.
Yeah. I went to the restroom. I'm like, how long can I stay here before they notice I'm not there?
They're like, is she okay?
I hated PE. I hated it all. So it wasn't up until... So 2021, spinning and cardio and vegetarian, kind of for the most part. Oh. I know, right? But at that point, like with a gastric sleeve, you really don't eat. So when you eat something bad, you pay for it.
Yeah.
So I broke up with food.
You're like, I'm done.
To this day.
But then that's also not helping the actual problem with the relationship with food.
No. Well, now that my brain's trained, I'm like, all right, protein. I'm not that hungry, but what I'm going to eat is going to be protein. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of learning, girl.
Yeah.
But you have to be open to change and learn. And
you do. And you have to be willing to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, this is where you're fucking up.
Yeah, girl.
And that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard for people. And not just hard for like health and wellness. Like that is hard in general to look at yourself as far as relationships, business, personal growth, and be like, this is where you're fucking up.
Oh, yeah, girl. I mean, I'm in therapy right now, and it's been hard. But she told me, she's like, do you want to do an exercise? I'm like, yes, of course. I can do anything. And
I'll do whatever.
She opens the window. The light comes in. She brings in like a full-length mirror. And she's like, this was 40 minutes in. I had already cried and been vulnerable. And she's like, all right, stand in front of the mirror. And I'm like, nope.
No, thank you.
I can't. She's like, you present yourself. You want to be seen. What do you mean? Come in front of the mirror. And I'm like, I can't look at myself right now.
Yeah.
So
my eyes are swollen. My makeup's off.
It wasn't even that, Vero. It was just more of like, I am transparent right now and I don't know if I'm ready to see myself. So it's been a lot of growth, just like internal. I want to be attractive on the outside, but I also want to be attractive on the inside. So that's been a lot of digging up of old stuff. And
I feel like lots of, and correct me if I'm wrong or overstepping, no. But I feel like also a lot of validation. Oh. Because you made such a drastic change in 2 years. Yeah. Everything in your life changed with it. Girl. And then I feel like the attention starts coming and then you're like, what is the real attention?
Oh, for sure. Girl. And that's something I like struggle with all the time. Like even with relationships and men, like I don't want to be lusted over. I want to be loved. So I'd rather be respected than lusted over. So that's what's hard. And that's why I've been single for so long. Cause it's just like,
it's a dog world out here.
It's hard out here for sure. And I mean, I've dated and it's been tricky and I've learned a lot about myself.
Some fun.
They've been fun. Yeah. Absolutely. Like the guys I've dated honestly have taught me a lot about myself and what I want and what I don't want. And some of them are very, very, very dear to me still. But they're also on my therapy list. Like this is why
you're also part of my therapy.
Absolutely. There's some blocked people out there, but Yeah, but I think that's why I've been single for so long, because like the validation, like, wait, do I want to be seen this way, or is that the energy I'm attracting, or do they like me because of who I am, or you know what I mean? So,
or do they just like me because XYZ? You know,
I went on a date a little bit ago, and this guy was just like, well, you know, girls want to date guys for money. I'm like, guys want to date girls for sex, so we're the same.
Yeah.
We're
what do you mean?
know what I mean? Exactly. So it's just one of those things where you just gotta be careful. But
yeah. Dating is really interesting in Tucson. I can't partake. I got very lucky. And I don't think that it's bad. I think that, I don't know. It's hard.
Short. Everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so even when I went through my divorce, initially, like, I would try to introduce myself to new guys, and they'd be like, oh
yeah, I
you're
know your
so-and-so's
husband.
wife. I'm like,
And you're like,
no,
no,
I'm
I'm
Vanessa.
not.
I'm not. Yeah.
And I'm divorced.
And that's the thing, like, trying to come up with this new character is evolving too. It's just like, who do I want to be? And yeah, I think for the first time in my whole life, almost 40 years, I'm almost really, really, really happy with who I am.
I love that. We're going to take a quick break because that's a literally perfect place to stop, and we'll cycle back. So let's wait for some sponsorships. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with the tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Calling all families. The Marana Pumpkin Patch is your ticket to fall fun for everyone. From toddlers to grandparents. We've got it all. Jumping pillows, a diesel train, a super slide, and more. Kids will love our farm animals, while adults will love our famous corn maze. And don't forget our 70-acre pumpkin patch from Post Farms. Marana Pumpkin Patch, where families make unforgettable fall memories. Tickets available now at maranapumpkinpatch.com.
Sounds like murder.
Torture.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about how you transitioned into weight training. So you did cycling,
running outside.
and this is after gastric sleeve.
Yes, about a year afterwards.
Do you think that there was a switch when you're like, okay, I'm doing this for my health. I obviously invested the money to get it done. Now I have to.
When I have a task, I want to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And it's a good trait and a bad trait.
Yeah.
Because you get competitive.
You're going balls to the wall.
It really, really is. And so I, running, spinning, and then I started doing bar. Have you ever done bar?
Not interested.
Okay, yeah.
Pilates,
it is slower.
not interested.
I did that recently. So one of my friends saw my story that I was doing bar, and she's like, you should come and weight train with me. Jamie Wen, she's a trainer here. And so she's like, let's do a free one-on-one class, see what you think. And I get bored easily, obviously. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I remember showing a video, and it was 30 minutes, and I hated all 30 minutes of it.
You're like, this is awful.
It. Yeah, and I just kept on thinking, like, I hate this. And then when I left and I drove, I was like, actually, I can't wait to come back. Because it made me feel really powerful afterwards, and I've never felt that before.
Yeah.
And so it was a feeling I was
Because you had
really
been doing
addicted
everything
to.
except for weight training.
Yes, girl. And actually, as much as I say that I was thinking I hated it, my brain turned off.
Yeah.
That's really hard for me to do.
We were literally just talking about that.
I can't turn my brain off.
Because
So weightlifting.
you're focusing on one thing at a time with weight training.
Form and confidence.
Yes.
And
And breathing patterns and depth and like there's so much. Also, you get like, she seems like a really good trainer. I follow her on Instagram and
she's
it's
great.
I think it's when people are very like intuitive with like how does this feel on a scale from 1 to 10? And then if the answer is like 6 or below, you're like, okay, let's go heavier. You know, like it's very progressive.
Much, yes. And we connected a lot because she was doing a side business. Like that was her side business like mine.
Yeah.
So she was telling me, she's like, I always wanted to do a trainer, but she was working in a lab. And I'm like, grab my phone. Record me. I'll post you, girl. Let's see if somebody comes happens. And then for every person that started signing up with her, she's like, I'll give you a couple more free classes. So we just kind of went on a roll. And she's great now. That's all she does. She's got a good following. She's a good trainer. She's posing, coaching. Like, I'm really, really proud of her.
Yeah. I went to school with her boyfriend, Ben.
Yeah.
I grew. We did like, I think, middle school together, and then he went to Rico High School and I went to High School. But yeah, he's a cool dude too.
They're really good people.
Yeah.
They're a power couple. So
yeah, I saw that you're also working with Viv and Phil. And that's been a good kickstart for you because I feel like your following has grown so much.
I got 20,000 followers in 20 days thanks to Phil and Viviana.
What the fuck?
So the thing, and when people ask me about this, it's like it's still me.
Yeah,
I'm still behind the camera recording. It's still the talent, the skill, the person. But Phil has structure, and as a coach, that's what you need.
Yeah,
because I was doing up, I think I started at like 5,000 this year, and then I went up to 7, and I was stuck. And so I attended one of their content classes, just to I didn't have anything else to do. I went, I showed up, and I was really inspired. Yeah, and then he started kind of like coaching me, and then all of a sudden it's like, I have these master classes coming out. I have my makeup academy. I have 30. I hit 30 yesterday. 30,000 followers.
That happened quick because I swear I checked like 3 days ago and it was like 27.
Girl, quick. It's going quick. What the hell? Even this morning, like 30.2, I think right now.
That's crazy.
And so people are like, are you buying your followers?
I saw you got some hate on Instagram. Dude, like, I fucking hate people, bro.
I don't get that much.
Which is good. But I'm also like, when you do, it's loud. Yeah. Like there's so much positivity, but when it's negative, and again, I'm not there, but I can see how it can get so
and
loud.
It's guys.
What the fuck?
I'm like, I'm a girl's girl, so if I'm triggering you or I'm inspiring you, like there's
follow me.
Exactly, it's like a
That's
commercial.
A you thing.
Change the channel, right? And I'm trying not to be too loud, but I still want to like support my businesses, support everybody I stand for. And honestly, when I wake up and I open my phone, I look at my algorithm, and it's people working out, and that inspires me. And it's pretty girls getting themselves ready, that inspires me. So I'm like, I want to pay it forward somehow. I want to be that person for other
somebody
people,
else,
right? And so if it works that way, if not, like stop.
That's okay. You don't have to be here.
That's okay, but it's been.
I think it's the part where people take the time. I'm like, you literally took time out of your
fake
day.
Profile. Yeah. Fake
Dude,
profile.
the one that got me, this is like, again, I know we're so similar. Like, you're as open book as I'm an open book. Like, I'll talk about pretty much anything.
Same.
And
except ex-boyfriend's names.
Except who she's dated, which we're not dropping names.
Not dropping names ever.
But I feel like you've been really open about the semaglutide, your extensions. You're like, this is what I do, and all this is what makes me feel good.
Yes.
That was one of my questions. It was like, tell us a little bit about your style of glam. Tell us about how you've mastered the art of showing up so confidently. Because you talk so openly about showing up with makeup, like that's who you are. And it's also part of your brand and business.
That's it, exactly it.
You're a makeup artist.
So I told this one person that I'm not very money driven. Unfortunately, I'm a terrible businesswoman. I'm working on that aspect of it. But I am. I do makeup because I love it.
Yeah.
And it matters more. I want to enter a room and have people know who I am more than I make what I make in a week and a day. You know what I mean? Like that means more to me for people to, and I get that now. Like I'll go out. I went to an event this weekend and girls go up to me and they're like, I follow you. I love your content. You're inspiring.
Your makeup's amazing.
That's worth $1,000 for me right there and there. So that's why I keep showing up on Instagram, and I want to be seen, and I'm in pink at the gym, and you know what I mean? And I overdress everywhere, including today, because I just want to be seen, and I don't want to be that quiet girl.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't have to be. So, okay, tell us a little bit about the transition between the weight training. How long have you been on semaglutide?
Yes. So weight training for me was great. And then last year I went through a little bit of a rough patch emotionally, and I was eating and weight training. So I got a little bulky. And so I heard about semaglutide and I tried it out, lost 9 pounds in 1 month. And it really helped me because I have that, gordita syndrome.
Yeah.
That I can overeat, emotionally eat, right? So then it was just like, okay, I'm going to eat less and still be able to work out enough. Yeah. And it balanced me out. So I started microdose. Like it was, honestly, I'm on a really, really small dose. And then I collab now. I'm an ambassador for the clinic that I started just because they call me a lead magnet.
Yeah.
So I post something and people are
And
like,
people go.
But that's the thing. This is what led me to do this is I believe in signs in the universe and how it works, right?
Yeah.
And so if I put it out there on my Instagram that I'm this, that might be the sign somebody's waiting to start something like that.
I want to talk about this because this is a good little topic because we've talked about this. This might come to a shock to a lot of people because nobody knows, but I told you I would talk about it, is that I am on week 14 of the second lowest dose of semaglutide, and you're one of the people that I talked to first. And I'm not even going to explain why I'm doing it. I don't think it's anyone's business, I think. And that was like something that I really had a hard time with because of what I do for a living.
Yes, girl.
So it was very contradictory to myself. And I will say that I remember your post. It was, you were in Disneyland and you were like, oh, buffets, I used to love you.
Yes.
Like, and I was like, damn. And again, I'm so honest with myself, and I had a problem with it. Like I did. I was like, what the fuck? But then in my head, I'm like, I have a problem with it because this is nudging me in a way that is picking at myself.
It triggered you.
It triggered me.
Yeah.
It triggered me. So it had to take a step back and be like, why are you so upset about this?
Yeah.
And I'm like, maybe because you haven't been able to lose pounds in 3 fucking years. That's probably why you're so upset, you know? So then I did a lot of the research, and
You did.
So much research.
You did, girl.
For like, I think a month and a half. It was a conversation that I had with my husband. It was a conversation I had with my doctor. It was a conversation that I had with myself like 80 different times. And then I finally did it. And I feel better.
Good.
Like I'm at the point now where I'm like, now I'm ready to start a family.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And I feel like that leads into so much of like, one, like your inner hater. I always tell people everyone has an inner hater.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ask yourself why.
Yeah. Projection.
And two, a lot of people aren't going to be as honest as we are.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I don't have to know, but I also don't care that you know.
No, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Ask me anything, pretty much anything. I will be open because I want to inspire you.
Yeah.
I want you to see me as a girl that you can come to with things. And
With
if I don't know,
questions.
I'm going to figure it out. I'll connect
Yeah.
you to somebody who knows. So I think that's why I was put on earth, honestly. As corny as that
it
sounds. My mom tells me, Ma Vanessa, you're a chingona at absolutely everything, pero en el amor.
Menos el amor,
menos
mijita.
el amor,
Te falta el amor.
But everything, I'm pretty powerful with that kind of stuff. So I want to keep it going.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm meant to be single and just do this for women and just show up for them. You know, somebody has to.
I think it was a really hard realization to come even for myself. And then I think I talked to one of my clients. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, but I talked to one of my clients and she was like, those that mind don't matter and those that matter don't mind. And I was like, you're right.
Well,
Like-
healed people heal,
Yeah.
hurt people hurt.
That is true. That is very much true. But my experience, like speaking of that in general, has been pretty good. It's been very low dosage too.
Yeah.
And this will probably be like my last month of like the regular, and then I'm weaning off because we're trying to start a family.
That's amazing.
I know,
And
I'm so excited.
But that's going to help too. Like
It does. There's a lot of underlying stuff that like I won't go into detail about everything, but we are like presumably guessing that I might have PCOS. I haven't guessed.
I have it.
So what's crazy is a story. This was like one of the final nudges for me to like do it was one of my really close friends. She has PCOS. And I was like, I just don't understand. Like, I don't have any of the symptoms. And she was like, Veronica, when you have PCOS, what do they tell you to do? And I'm like, work out and eat healthy. And she goes, you do that already. So your symptoms might be almost like non-existent because
100%.
you don't have,
Yeah.
you
You're not
already do
letting
everything.
go of
You're not
it.
letting
Oh, yeah,
it.
for
Yeah.
sure,
So
girl.
she's like, you should get it checked out. And when I went and talked to my doctor before I finally decided, I was like, what do you think? And she was like, I can almost guarantee you that you have
Yeah, girl.
PCOS.
Oh yeah. And it's working against you.
Yeah.
And that was my thing.
The
and
insulin resistance,
Yeah,
the blood
girl.
sugar, all that stuff was really hard.
So, and those are things like I don't post that I have that. I
Yeah.
don't post, you know what I mean? It's just like, let me post the positive stuff.
Yeah.
Let me, you know, and so people, you'll take it all you want. But
Yeah.
that was a sign for you watching
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Right?
It helped. It nudged.
It full circle. We're here. We're talking about it. And that's what life has been for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I think it's also okay to remember, I hear this so often. I actually don't hear it often. I think we should hear it more often. You're allowed to change your mind.
Yes, girl.
Like,
yeah.
you're allowed to try this and think it's not for you. You're allowed to, I don't know, you're allowed to get married and think that this might not be for you. Like,
Exactly.
people change their minds all the time and we're so hard on them. We're like, well, you said, no one gives a fuck what you think I said.
Exactly.
I'm allowed to change my mind.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I evolve every 24 hours.
Yeah.
It feels
every
like
24 hours.
My ADHD, just the way I am, my energy, all of it, I evolve so quickly. So I'll sit down and I'll tell my sister something, and then the next day I contradict myself, and she's like, "You weren't what?
This is not what you said yesterday."
Yes, oh my God, just a different person today. Something happened to me, you know. So,
Yeah.
but nobody's holding me to that now.
Yeah.
I'm just who I am.
Yeah, I love that. I think that becoming part of who you are has made it easy to evolve, and then people don't feel like they have to question you about it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah.
What are some tips and tricks? Oh, I'm excited about this. What are some tips and tricks that you can share with us about makeup? Is skincare the key to the game?
Yes, it's one of them.
Tell me more.
So when I do a makeup class, like a one-on-one class, I have everybody bring their own stuff and they lay it on the table for me. And that is a first step, I think. So if they tell me my makeup's not lasting or it's not showing up in pictures, let me see your skincare. Because that could be they're overlaying things or they're not putting enough or they're not being intentional with what they use.
Okay.
So I break that down.
To the T.
Hard, dude. I am like, hold your brush differently. That's too much product. That's not enough. Put the sponge down, you're over blending.
That is wild. It's a science to you.
Exactly.
You love it. You're
I
like
love
a little magician in your world.
I've had people reach out to me, and I had this beautiful African-American girl, black girl.
Savannah.
Come in. Yes. She came in and she's like, I
So
haven't
we
seen
did
you
gymnastics
post.
at the same gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I love her. She's super sweet. She was like one of the old, like she's not older than I was. She was a fucking beast.
Yeah, she still is. Well, she questions, she's like, I haven't seen a lot of melanin girls in your posts. She's like, do you feel comfortable giving me a makeup class? I'm like, please come, challenge me.
Yes, please.
Let's learn from each other.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best classes I've ever had.
Yeah.
I learned
need
a
to
lot
do one
from
now.
her, and but that was the thing. So I'm learning from them as much as they're learning from me.
Yeah.
And that's where I think I have a hard time charging what I think I should be charging.
Yeah.
Because I get out of it just as much as they do.
Yeah,
You know,
you're still learning, but you're not still learning. You feel like you're
I know.
providing
Terrible
the way that
businesswoman.
they're providing emotionally to you, and you're like, okay, I love this. I love this for me.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I'm getting paid just by being with people.
I saw even just something with the masterclass that I tried with the concealer. It was a clip that I pulled out. I was like, oh, I love that one about like putting the concealer on something else
Always.
first, not directly under your eyes.
That's the thing. So
Your makeup looks flawless right now, by the way.
Thank you, girl. This was just quick. I
Get
had
out of here.
I had a collab earlier, and I sweated through the collab because it was that muscle stimulation thing. So I'm like sweaty still. But I think, makeup changes just like seasons change. So it shouldn't be the same. And I have a lot of people who come to me and they're like, I've been doing my makeup the same way for 20 years. I'm like, okay, girl, let's change
it up. What are your tips and tricks maybe for like someone with like aging skin? I feel like that's a big one.
Less is more.
With aging. Mom, are you listening to this?
Yeah. Well, I'll go to the like gym, the store, the play, and I'll see girls with so much makeup on, and they're like, I'm 30. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're not 30. And so, or 20, 21, that kind of thing. So I'm like, oh my God.
Less is more.
Less is more. Especially, you got to work on what you're trying to hide with makeup.
Yeah.
So your skin. And I could have the most beautiful girl, but I have a girlfriend that I post sometimes, and she does her like Botox, fillers, microneedling, skincare, all of it. And so I'm like, I don't even know if I want to post you because it's not as realistic.
Yeah, because you've already got everything.
Exactly, because not everybody has access to all those things or will do that.
That's a good avenue. What would you say? Like, obviously, like all these extra stuff, these things cost money.
Everything
and not
does.
everything is affordable. So when you're applying makeup, say, because I know I use like a lot of e.l.f. lip glosses, and like, do you feel like the kind of makeup makes a drastic difference? Or do you think it's like the application? Do you think it's a skincare? Do you think...
All of it really does. Everything has to be catered because I can recommend something to somebody with really, really oily skin that would be completely different for somebody with really dry skin to a person. And so when people ask me like, hey, can you send me a list of things to buy for your makeup class? I'm like, no, bring what you have. Yeah. Because I can build on that. And it is just more customizable.
Yeah.
Because some people come to me and they're like, I just want a quick 15-minute look.
And you're like, I can do that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do mine in 8.
Yeah.
8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Full
timed.
Glam. Full glam.
I love that. Is that in the master class?
It
should be.
If you speed it up, yes. But my new master class focuses on underpainting, and underpainting is you do one layer of makeup. So it's
That's
like
it.
paint by numbers.
So you do everything and then you blend it.
You grab a little bit of foundation and you marry all those colors together. So it's one layer, but you still get that dimension.
I love that.
Girl, it's
I
such
need
a
to
cool
do it.
thing.
I need to do it. I need to do it.
It's opening. I mean, I'm going live tomorrow with it. So my website's up. There's a free promotion of what my class will be. That's the skincare actually. And then the class is $30 and it's so well worth it.
Is it doing well?
It's tomorrow's my first day selling it. So yeah, we've been
I'm
working on
excited.
the little details, final edits, and that kind of thing. But there's a lot of work that goes
Are
into
Viv
that
and
kind of stuff.
Phil helping you with that?
Phil have been just amazing with
Dude,
it.
again, the Tucson is small in a weird way, but I used to train Viv and I used to get my lashes done with her. She was the first person I ever did my lashes with. Is when she was lashing like literally out of her room in like her house.
See, this is how we've all started, right?
Everyone starts somewhere.
So we can all collab and come together and make ourselves grow and just, I love to cross network. Girl.
Yeah.
Like this is cross networking for me, you know?
Of course, because there's people that probably have seen you or thought about doing business with you in some way, and like this is just a push in another direction.
Girl. And honestly, because my sister and I had this conversation this morning, she's like, you should really start charging for collabing. And I'm like, well,
I honestly thought that you did.
There's a trade in like advertisement versus for that thing, but these are things I would love to spend on myself anyways.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was once that girl that couldn't afford many things, and I truly believe if I do good, it comes back to me tenfold, and it has.
Yeah.
I've done makeup on pretty wealthy people, and I'll be like, no, girl, this is on me. And she's like, what do you mean? And I'm like,
you're like, just tell somebody about me.
No, but it's just like she always taking care of people. I'm like, no, let me take care of you for once. And honestly, the day I need something, I know I can call her and just be like, listen, girl, you know. So
and she'll be like, I got you. Yeah.
I'm a terrible businesswoman.
Terrible businesswoman. No, it's what builds almost like a little bit of the credibility too. Like you're really good at what you do.
Thank you.
There's not a lot of, I don't think there's a lot of people that have your following, your ability to be so vulnerable.
No, it's not easy.
It's not.
No, it's not.
And I almost feel like, I don't want to say you can't have both, but I feel like you can't have both. I'm not saying you're a terrible businesswoman, by the way.
No.
I think that some people that are business driven are just business driven.
And that's where Viv and Phil have been so helpful.
Yeah.
And that's where the success has been coming in, because I have somebody who has the numbers in their head, and I have somebody who has the creativity in their head, and then I bring the skill, the talent, and the drive, and it's been magic.
It's just smash it.
Yes, girl. And
I
that's
love
it.
that.
But before that, because, you know, he'll get leads, and not everybody's as motivated. Or not. It's a long thing.
Yeah. Give us 1 second for our last sponsorship. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Calling all families. The Marana Pumpkin Patch is your ticket to fall fun for everyone. From toddlers to grandparents, we've got it all. Jumping pillows, a diesel train, a super slide, and more. Kids will love our farm animals, while adults will love our famous corn maze. And don't forget our 70-acre pumpkin patch from Post Farms. Marana Pumpkin Patch, where families make unforgettable fall memories. Tickets available now at maranapumpkinpatch.com.
Let's talk about dating.
Everybody, the DMs. Yeah, have you seen the
Are they
DMs?
flooding?
What?
Are they flooding?
Hit or miss. I think that some guys are very intimidated.
Can I tell you something that people don't talk about? I literally was telling my friend because she just started dating one of her, she's been single for like 8 years.
Okay.
And she just started dating and she went out to a bachelorette party this weekend and she's like in a committed relationship now. And she's like, dude, it's kind of weird. Like I went out and it's like I was almost like mourning my singleness. I was like, I was like, just wait till you get engaged and you have a ring on your finger and people don't hit on you anymore. And so you're like, what's the fun in that?
I know. So
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because eventually it ends.
That's what I've heard, though. I mean, I am embracing my singleship, and I don't think I could have done what I'm doing if I wasn't single.
In a relationship.
So when people come up to me and they're like, you look great. I'm like, because no dusty ass
man is ruining this
stressing
energy.
me out. I sleep so well at night. So I think that does help a
You've
woman.
had some good, we'll say fun dating experiences. We don't have to name drop, but somebody flew you out to, was it Houston?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just tell us about the trip.
No, it was fun. I mean, and this guy I have really big respect for him. He's a great person, athletic, just good name. But I think we're just in different places in life. Yeah. And after everything I went through, and after the relationship before him, I think that
So you've dated after your divorce? Mm-hmm. Did you date someone long term after the divorce? We can call it a fling. We can call it
it's more than a fling, but less than serious.
Okay.
Situationships, I think, are the new thing, which partly I was okay with because I'm so busy and I don't want to be tied down.
Yeah.
But then there's also that part where I don't like that.
You like the
and
security.
Yes, girl. I'm very into feminine and masculinity, and I am in my masculinity all the time because I'm a single mom and business owner and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I am dangerous around a man because I will make you feel so masculine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to feel so soft and feminine that gets dangerous.
You think so? Like taken advantage of?
Yes, because I get addicted to that softness. And I can't have that all the time.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like, it's not who I am.
And that's why my therapist says, she's like, you can only have gay friends now. I'm like, oh,
shit. But okay. I was going to ask you something and I forgot. Fuck. Our ADHD.
The dating, the flings, long term. I mean, some fun guys, and then some that mean a lot more to me than, It's
good to keep relationships, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask. Do you feel like a lot of the guys that you've dated that have been more of like serious relationships have been men that are outside of Tucson?
No.
No, they've been in Tucson? You don't have to. I'm good.
No. I'm just thinking. In Tucson, there was one that left Tucson. I was really fond of him. He was probably one of my favorite guys. Yeah, he was a good person.
When you say you want to move to LA and New York, like what is the goal?
So, and that's a really good question because I don't want to move to LA and New York. I want to work there.
So you want to fly back and forth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I want this to be home. My whole family's here. My sisters, my client, everybody's here. But I want the experiences outside of Tucson too.
So you want to like fly out there, work for 3 days, come back home?
Yeah.
You don't think that's going to get old after a while?
Maybe, but if I'm my own boss,
it doesn't matter.
I dictate what I want to do and who I want to do and what I want to,
And like makeup is what you want to do.
Yes, makeup, education, inspiration, influencing, all of that stuff is like anything that has to do with beauty, confidence, women empowerment.
You're like,
my
I'm
alley.
in.
And so if there's anything that's slightly connected to it,
You're like, I'll take it.
I'll try it. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, there's so many avenues to it. Like it could be skincare, it could be makeup, that kind of thing. But I do believe manifestation is huge. I remember I was filming and they were asking me like, what would you write? What makeup company would you want to work with? I said Charlotte Tilbury. The next day, Charlotte Tilbury followed me.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any what is it called? Like not partnerships, but like. You said you get free shit all the time.
Yes, small still. Small still. Jenny McCarthy has a brand. So she sent me a bunch of free shit. Lashes, contacts, microneedling kits, water purifiers, iPhone cases. I get a lot of stuff like that still. I'm still not in the big leagues.
Yeah, but it's getting there.
It's gonna get there.
Is that the goal? You're like, I want to get free shit and I want to promote it.
Absolutely, because that's just your platform.
Yeah,
right?
And it's how you build your business.
That's how I've worked so hard for this. And that's where I think that's where I want to be. And I don't want to be like a TikToker, influencer, because even Phil will tell me, you got to do some cringe in order to get some different. I'm like,
I don't want to cringe.
Oh, girl, that's not me.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, your highest performing videos are either of your body or sex appeal or cringe. I'm like, sex appeal.
Sex
anytime.
appeal.
Absolutely.
I'll put on makeup at 3 a.m. any day.
I'll put on little small shorts and go do a
workout.
Yeah, a workout.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Yeah.
What does your regular day in life look like?
No day's the same. But for the most part, drop off my kid at school. 8 to 10 is my gym time at World's Gym. I love it there. And then I have collabs throughout the day. During the work days, I'll do a makeup class during the day too. And then at nighttime, like strictly kids. That's something I had to plan ahead.
Yeah.
So I'll do content days sometimes. So I'll film my content, and then the weekends are just packed with makeup. So it just changes.
That's when a lot of your clientele stuff is weddings, events, stuff on the weekends.
So that's pretty predictable. No gym, no eating, no pee breaks, no nothing like
Just
that.
work.
Just work, girl. But it's a high.
Yeah.
I work, like even this weekend, I worked 9 people, got myself ready, went to the gala, stayed out, drank, networked. You know, I'm the kind of person that wants to also be my business card.
Do you feel like you have a hard time saying no?
Yeah. Less now though.
Yeah.
I had a girl sit down in my chair and she's like, I want rhinestones and gems. And I was like, no, do you want me to call your mom? She just left. I won't do that. Like, I wouldn't have done that 5-6 years ago.
You would have just done it.
I would have tried to do it and stressed out and
Yeah.
But I've even like fired clients and I've turned away brides. I'm like, I don't think we're a good match.
Yeah.
But that's the boundaries and therapy.
That's the
is
learning.
helping. Yeah.
What is like your ideal client? What are some of the clients that you've had to be like,
question.
no? Yeah.
20 to 50.
20 to 50.
Yeah, 20 to 50, just because the kind of style, my neutral Kim K glam is 20 to 50 and that are okay with neutral makeup, and it could be daytime and nighttime, and it's not overpowering. So what I say is, the reason I don't want to do too much on the eyes, I want to balance it with your face. I want to spend like 30 minutes on your eyes and 30 minutes on the face. But if I spend 40 minutes on your eyes, because it's just so complex, your face is going to be 20 minutes, and that's not
enough time.
I want to snatch the fuck out of your face and make you look good.
Do you think that there's like tips and tricks for like something that is very daytime natural glam, and then you can tweak just a little thing and it's like night glam?
Yes, absolutely. So even right now, I have mostly liquids and creams on my face. I barely set it with a little bit of powder. So that's more of a daytime look, dewy. At nighttime, I do mattify it down with more powders. So it's a layer of creams and then a layer of powders, and then I seal it with spray. I went viral over this video, actually. Soft glam and full glam.
Yeah.
Soft glam, your contrast and your colors are soft. So your concealers are a shade or lighter. Yes. And then with full glam, it's like 3 shades lighter, 3 shades darker. So there's the same amount of makeup, but
it's
you want it to
different.
last, but it's just different contrasts. So.
What was like you're in for like learning makeup by yourself? Like, were you going like YouTube University?
Yes, dude.
Makeup by Mario classes, buying master classes for them? Like,
all
what
of
was
the
it?
above. Girl, I'm an Aries, going all.
You're like, I went all in.
I went all in. I would do courses in Phoenix. I love Sarai. She's huge right now. Millions of followers. I took a class with her and I would talk on the phone with her. I had her phone number. She recently said happy birthday to me for my birthday in March. So she got me a job at MAC. And I was a brand ambassador for Jane Iredale. And I worked so I'm always
all over.
Like, if I want something,
you're going to do it.
There's nothing.
I feel like
in
you've
my
done a
way.
really good job of like seizing every opportunity.
Yes.
Do you feel like you have to differentiate now that you're like in a growing place where you're like, that's not an opportunity for me and I have to say no?
I was reached out by a clothing store and I went and checked it out and I politely declined. Like, this is not my style of clothing. Or, even that phone case. Like, they sent me a voucher for $150 of a phone case. And I went on them like, I don't like them. They're not
like
me.
any of them. Yeah.
And I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. So I'm just like, that's not my vanity.
I feel like that's also a really good thing to establish now, because your growth just continues to grow. So you want to set that boundary of like, I'm going to promote the things that I truly believe in.
It's my brand, absolutely. And everybody that I post, everybody I work with, like my massage girl, Jessica, my spray tan girl, Jen, like they are
Jen works out with me.
Good.
Dude, that's like 8 different connections.
Yes. Yeah. So, but Jen, like people I believe in. After this, I'm going to go get my hair done by my sister Brie.
I love that.
So, but I will promote the hell out of you if I truly believe in you. And,
I love that.
And
that's awesome.
Honestly, it just comes from my heart.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about where people can find you, your makeup class, your master class, your IG information, your websites, your any future anything.
Okay, so my vanity. So Vane is very important because people
Vanessa.
usually like the dresser. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's Vanessa. It's the first 4 letters. So it's MYVANETY. That's how I am
My
on
Vanity.
Instagram. That's how I am on TikTok. And my website is myvanity.com.
Perfect. And how do people book with you?
DMs. So yes, I
You do that, girlfriend.
It's a lot, but I am also very. I have a structure in my head. Remember what we were talking about? Like every hour is planned in my day and my structure.
Yeah, and I think that I almost booked you one time. It ended up not working out with timing,
That's
but
right.
I remember being like, I'm going to message her and she's got all these followers. I wonder if she'll be able to see this.
I've heard this. Yeah. I've heard this from people. People are like, you have too many followers. I'm intimidated. I'm like, girl, I'm still
That's
me.
dumb.
Yeah. No, it's still me. But that, and then my personal page is more, I'm focusing it more on my style.
Yeah.
It's Ruiz Vane. And this was a technique that Phil thought was helpful because we want to stick to makeup on my vanity.
Yeah.
And then build my Ruiz Vane one as far as like my outfits and my workouts and that kind of thing. So I won't be so much
I feel like that's
of
where I'm like kind of not struggling, but like undecided. I also go through some spells. Like right now, I'm like, I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
I'm laying back. Like,
well, the artist block is a serious thing. And I go through that, but then I go through things where I want to post a million things and feels like you can't keep posting them all on
at the same
my
time.
vanity.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to keep that outlet open on Ruiz Vane because I'll post, I'll be Tucson's eligible bachelorette on that one. And then I'll be
makeup
my vanity
over here.
Yeah. So it just, the audience is different. I have like 90% men here and then like 90% women here. So
this is my dating profile and this is my work profile. Yeah. That does make sense.
How tall are you? That's good.
You should just put it in your bio. 5'1",
literally
looking for a sugar daddy.
Aries. Oh no, girl, no.
We don't want to fall right into the ideas that we only want to date men.
I am the sugar daddy. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks,
I really appreciate it.
Yes,
We're gonna have to maybe have you come on and do like an in-class master's class.
Yeah,
I don't know, something.
Yeah. We'll read it
Teach
out.
us a little bit about makeup.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next week for another episode. If you like today's episode, make sure you share it, post it on your Instagram, tag me, whatever you want. Thank you guys for coming and being here. Bye.